Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather around. The Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on. I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pires Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. So far in 2021, 12 albums and 156 songs have been released into the world. But we're not even close to done yet, fam. My plan is to put an album out every month for the rest of my days, as well as show up for you every single night. I've created 3 feature films this year: Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, and A Christmas Story. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark, Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Facce. And then of course Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me, just saying. Hammerlin Jamison's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right at a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, wear 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi, look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. BB Poo Poo. Don't forget we did 3 cryptos this year. BB Poo Poo, Pee Pee Poo Poo, and of course, Shibbity Bibbity Boo. But it almost was wrecked because of the original Shick Shiggity Boo Boo. Well, look, people are still on the fence, Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Facce Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Facce. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too. Zucker Chooch, Donald Trump Show, make sure you check that out. And we did a couple of raps over the last year. You may not want to miss those.
Trump, Biden, and Christopher Walken rapping?
Yeah. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. 10 Commandments. Markstradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got the freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the for release, right? I'm in the middle of it, and they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. Mark and M's the man now, but I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one.
Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln.
You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della.
That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a friggin' toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it, and this is a little demo I made. Welcome to beatseat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone, everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you could play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
stars glowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Ticket tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
It's a beautiful, I don't know if it's beautiful, it's Wednesday, it's Mark Pires,
I was walking down
and
the road
it's
today,
Renaissance Man.
another way.
I'm here
My mind and
to
help
ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 1,108 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show, and we're gonna get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. So I'm just getting myself situated over here on Ticker Talker as well, so they can watch the show with us. And they're like, "Oh, cool, we're there too doing the Renaissance Man Show." Yeah, they gotta get in. Like, you can't not have them in, right? So we're bringing them in, ticket and talking it. You know what I mean, guys? Tomorrow, first interview in a new series, a new segment here on the Renaissance Man Show. What kind of segment is it, Mark? Doing interviews. Yeah. No, I know, Zabrosk. I know you want to be one of the interviewees. You can't. You're a woo-woo guy. The Renaissance fam does not want to hear from you. They're not like, "Oh, I really want to know about Matt Zabrosk and what he does when he's not friggin' woo-hooing." Right? Seriously, Zabroski, you want me to take a poll? We have a poll right now to see what people think about tomorrow and whether or not there's really, you know, a flat earth, or a cylindrical situation. Are we dealing with a glober? You know, like, what are we doing here? Dealing with it. I got it tomorrow. We're going to try to figure it out. Having conversation here. I got to first of all thank Bex, our family member, Bex, our brother Bex. I said to you guys, I sent him a message personally. I said, "Bex, you watch a lot of other shows. Who could I have on the show? I want to start interviewing people." He said, "You should have Flat Earth Dave on the show. I think that would be a lot of fun." Done. I sent him a message. Flat Earth Dave came back and goes, "Let's do it." Guess what? He lives in the same state as me. That was pretty cool, right? Oh my God, my friend Brody. It's so good to see you. Cody, Brody, I gotta say, I'm so excited to see you here together. Nothing makes me happier like when, for example, I see Keith Henry here and Kitty Cat. Daughters, father, daughter, you know, family bonding, Renaissance Man family bonding situation. What? No, Zabroski, you cannot be a part of the family bonding situation. We're not there yet. We're still waiting for your woo-hoo, you know? Joanne, no, please stop with the wheezing, right? I'm saying hi to Brody. I'm here, doing it. Monologue situation. Oh, we're getting close, Zabrosk. I can feel it. Are you ready? Guys, we're all here on Pins and Needles, Zabrosk. Yo, the poll came back. They don't want you to be a guest on the show. They just want a really good woohoo right now. Let's see it. Give us a woohoo, buddy.
Time for you, There's something to live for.
Let's see it, Matt Zabrosk. Woohoo on the right side. All right. Guys, doing it. You know, I got him over there. He's hanging. Yeah. Zabrosk, I'll think about it. You know, we got a packed house. We have an interview every single day. Well, I'm sorry, we can't fit you in. Huh? Maybe, no, tomorrow, no, we don't have anybody. I can't fit you in tomorrow, Zabrosk. I got things to do, Renaissance Man style, you know? I can't just work you in.
Tomorrow we got Flat Earth Dave tomorrow anyway. You can't, even though he's coming off an hour, I can't fit you in afterwards because we have other things to do, Renaissance Man fam. So I'm sorry, buddy. Friday? Friday. Oh, I'll think about it. Zabrowski. Here's the thing, buddy. We're working in like A-level guest talent. You're an, A+ level woohoo guy, obviously. But like when it comes down to like on camera, doing it, conversation, Zoom style, fam asking questions and being like, that's interesting. They don't get that from you, Zabrosk. They're like, So what I'm suggesting is this. You just hang out and enjoy the interviews. Tomorrow we got Flat Earth Dave on, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. Who's joining me for the Flat Earth Dave conversation, hangout here on the Renaissance Man Show? I'm just curious because we're dealing with it. I don't know. I'm curious. I've had a lot of random stuff. Like I'm on TikTok and I'm flipping through and I'm seeing, what the heck is this? All these crazy videos about like suns in front of clouds instead of like way in the distance. And then like flat surface instead. And I'm thinking, man, I mean, I've flown before. I never saw a curve, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, but like, then all this weird stuff starts kind of connecting and puzzling up. And so I'm actually very interested to hear what Dave has to say about a flat earth situation. And I would think that, and this is something we'll talk about tomorrow, but I would assume it's not like literally flat. I mean, it's a deep, surface, but it's, everything's on the top is I think what the concept is, but I'm going to find out more about what exactly Dave, what the evidence is, what he could show me, because I'm so interested in anything, that can provide a different perspective. My show going forward, I mean, this is we're a live creativity show. We just come up with things in the moment, whether it's comedy, inspiration, or a piece of music. But this is going to be a new aspect, which is going to be interviewing people, whatever their passion is, whatever their businesses, and just have conversations with them so they could speak about the things they're passionate about. They could speak about their perspective on things and have a theory of theirs be represented without someone ripping them down. I'm going to be the guy who's anti-2021, 2022, where when someone has an opinion, you crap all over them. No, I'm going to let people speak their mind. I'll have my opinions and have a conversation with them, but I'm going to let them breathe. This show's about allowing people to breathe. I've shown up for 1,108 days in a row, letting myself out. I breathe every piece of my stress, every piece of my day, my ups, my downs, everything comes out on a daily basis for over 1,100 days in a row. And the reality is we all need that. And we all need a platform where it's okay to let it out. You're not going to be judged for letting it out. You're not going to have somebody crap all over your ideas for letting it out and saying, well, you don't believe what I believe, so I hate you now, and we should divide and not connect. This show is about connecting. We've been doing that for 3 years straight. And my concept and my motto from day one has been to affect a positive change one person at a time. I'm not here to reach the planet yet. I mean, it's been 3 years and I still can't get through the friggin' wall that every tech, platform has around this show. When you speak truth, when you're getting into it, and when you say things they don't like and they can't control, you become an enemy of the state. And at the end of the day, that's what this show has become for the last 3 years straight. Every single day, the world had a platform, a piece that they could have joined, and they could have come together, and we could have found some harmony. And nobody was allowed to find it because the world will continue to deny you the things that are necessary, like a positivity platform, a place where live songs are written, a place where comedy happens in the moment, a place where there is no script, there is only the moment. That is something they fear. So forever, you will not find this platform unless you follow me right now. And do that, because I've been live for 1,100 plus days in a row. There's nobody in the world that you're going to find that's done that for 2+ hours for 1,100 plus days. I have. I will keep showing up every single day for the rest of my life, because while this world's dying, I'm friggin' beaming light out at you. And I can't do any more than that. I'm showing up. And I will continue to show up. And no matter who out there says, I want to be negative towards the positivity, I'm going to try to stop the positivity. You can't. Nothing can stop what we do here. The beauty of the moment, the passion within this second. It's the only thing that exists. Everything else is gone. It's dead. It's in the past. I don't want to think about yesterday anymore. I want to live right here, right now, and I want to create something with you. And so we do it every day forever. And it's been over 1,100 days of it you've missed on YouTube. You should head over and give me a subscribe because you miss the real green screen of my radio show looks a lot better than with what's going on TikTok. But I'm live every single day. Been this way for 3 years plus. We're going to keep doing it. And the reality is this. When we live in the moment, some great things happen, and you can't control this. That's, again, why it's so cool. We don't know, is it going to be a piece of music, a piece of comedy, or a piece of inspiration? Whatever it is, I'm showing up, and it's going to be 100%. I've got a weird thing. I don't know if other entrepreneurs and other, motivational and inspirational and creative people have this, but every day I show up thinking I'm taking a sledgehammer to yesterday's show, no matter how good the show was. But while I'm slamming down that sledgehammer, in the back of my mind, I'm saying tomorrow I'm bringing C4. So this is an never-ending progress towards a platform that no one's ever experienced in the history of time, because I will never stop creating in order to find it. I will never stop failing in order to find something successful, to find something that you can say, all right, you know what? If he could do that, I could do anything. If he could go alive for 1,108 days in a row, 2+ hours, 3 Christmases, 3 Easters, 3 of his birthdays, his wife's birthdays, his kids' birthdays, for this world that's dying, I could do anything. And that's my hope, is whoever finds the platform. Man, I just looked down at 2222. Synchronicity everywhere for me. I know what I'm doing needs to be done. I know no matter who sees the show, whoever finds the show, these messages will be found, because when I look down and see these moments of synchronicity every single day, all the time, it keeps reminding me, just keep going. Those are my spiritual connectors telling me, buddy, don't stop yet. No matter what, no matter how freaking strong Mark Zuckerberg is, no matter how strong TikTok and every platform is out there that says, I'm going to stop truth. I'm going to stop anything that's going to be anti the message of whatever the frig their agenda continues to change to on a daily basis. In fact, their agenda and what they're now saying is everything I said for 2 years and was considered a conspiracy theorist for saying. In songs, mandate this, masked up, all the stuff I wrote last year about how none of this is going to work, and ridiculed by everybody, finger pointed. And now all of a sudden, oh no, we're all going to get it. It's just not going to be that bad, guys. Oh, okay. I know a lot of people that have been fully bugabooed and have had a pretty hard time. So don't freaking tell me nobody gets sick and that everybody's good. It's all crap. You were all lied to. I'm sorry. And if you did it and you protected and you're protected, good for you. I don't judge anybody. I don't. I just want to say that my opinions were always ridiculed, and now everything that had a theory at the end is just considered conspiracy. I never said anything that was a theory. It was always things that I knew, and I saw the data, and I saw things that people were talking about and suppressed for. And I knew if you're suppressing them, there's a reason. That's why I wrote a song 3 weeks ago that said, I don't want to read it unless it's got a fact check. That song's fire. I don't want to read it unless it's got a fact check. I can't wait. I was like a hip hop tune. I got it on my phone somewhere. I'm going to be dropping that. I got to get out my first album of the year. So we'll be getting a bunch of tunes out in the next 2 weeks here, by the way, guys. I haven't released any songs yet this month. So expect. We wrote 3 or 4 songs right at the beginning of the year here. I haven't gotten to those either. So we're probably talking about 20 to 25 songs that have not been edited or released. I even wrote a song called Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot. I got my cootie shot. Circle, circle, dot, dot. I got my cootie shot. Oh, that song's fire. I got to release that. But the thing is, it's 36 minutes long. I have to cut it to 4 minutes. So I have to go through the entire thing and get the hooks and everything and make a friggin' song like we do. I haven't done any of that with all these songs because they're all live loop songs. The stuff where I literally sat down with the guitar, no live looping, I sang a song, we dropped those very quickly. But the stuff where they're 30 minutes long, because I ripped it up on the guitar for a while, then I sang a bunch of stuff, then I found the hook at the end.
those take me so long to cut down and get rid of. I got to get rid of so many great guitar licks. So I listen to them once or twice before I do that, because there's some really great guitar stuff I release that I have to pull off because I can't put out 7-minute songs anymore. I was doing it at the beginning of last year, but if you recall, everything I put out towards the end of the year, all these albums are available at markpires.com, and you can get them on any platform online. But all these songs, Will You Join Me? Rock the Kibosh, Make It Happen, No Matter How Hard You Try, Plowman Blues, LGBTQ. Back to the Future, Mark, was the longest song on the album. I think it was about 9 minutes. Everything else is, From Sea to Shining Sea was a fire tune. That one's an apocalypse song. It had to be long. But guys, what I'm saying is this. We're doing it, all right? And when we're doing it and we're getting into it and we're rocking and rolling with it, the world is only going to find some more peace when we can get some others here to live in that same moment we're creating within. So what I'd like to say to you now is this. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? By men and that's like my favorite. Remember that? Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. I pull out all the old stuff. Like every one of my movies has the intro I put on for every movie. It's my thing. Check this out. I almost played a piece of my fourth movie, my fourth feature film. Oh, I could put it on for this. This is from the Woohoo, The Unexpected Woohoo. The Unexpected Woohoo, this just so you can hear the intro. And I'm going to give you the link just in case you have not seen that yet. It's a very funny bit. And that's where, I think that's the one where I get the eggs and Chicken Coop, all that crazy stuff. Jim's Chicken Coop was nuts. Interesting, Niall. Yeah, I want to see tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what Dave has to say. I'm really an open, in opportunities here to speak about anything is like the coolest thing. Like I actually have to. I'm going to see if Niall wants to connect over on Telegram. Hey, Adriana, so good to see you. But Niall, if you want to connect on Telegram, I could send you over my Calendly if you want to set up a time and come on and talk about something. I don't know really. I'm open to talk about anything anybody's passionate about. Like I want to have a conversation with people that inspires them to do something great. I'm sick of hearing people that are doing things at the cost of others' happiness. People that are going out of their way to push others down in order to get some sort of burst of weird, I don't know, some weird energy that I don't even think translates to anything that's useful within your soul. I want to find conversations where the energy level continues to do this, and it could be about anything because I'm open to talk about anything and I'll ask questions, especially about things I don't know about. But as you know, there's a lot of things that on this show I was not, I didn't go to school for, didn't read in a book. I just speak. I think a lot of the stuff in the show just happens because there is no script and I'm constantly speaking. But when it comes to the inspirational stuff, I feel like there's something called the Akashic record. And they say that every piece of information in the history of time is there, including anything in the future. Some people are able to access this Akashic record. I believe that within this show, what we do by connecting in the moment, by hanging out here, living and being free with it, not having any barriers, not being afraid to fail, continuing to drive towards the sun on a daily basis, towards every idea you guys say, every idea that my intuition tells me to run with, that is connecting to the Akashic record because there is no answer. There's no answer. There is no answer. A guy who never studied the guitar, never took a guitar lesson besides learn how to play the Fur Elise, could write 156 songs in a year, just every different genre and songs that are, society driven, but whatever, powerful songs, whatever, to write songs that have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a chorus and a hooks and all these hooks, and never took lessons and doesn't know how to play the guitar, but I can play the guitar. And then never took improv lessons. I just My intuition tells me to do everything I do. Tell me to say everything I say. I talk to freaking Zabrosk when I want to talk to Zabrosk or Joanne. And then everything pushes me in a direction. The key is not stopping. And that's why sometimes the bits wind up being 30 minutes and not 3 minutes. Because I will not ever get in the way of an improv. I'll never get in the way of a rant either. And I'll never get in the way of progress. And what I mean by that is living in the past and constantly talking about the past is not ever going to bring you anything new. I used to have this thought that if you think about anything to the point where you've understood all the variables, and then you determine where you went wrong and what decision would have been right. Once you get there, you take all of that and you put it in a freaking like luggage in a briefcase, whatever you want to call it, and just throw it in a dumpster somewhere and leave it. Don't even look back. You have no need for it anymore. And what we do, this is just a natural tendency as humans, it was our reaction to every detail in our lives. We are designed negatively. We are designed to look at things and be critical of ourselves and to be critical of everything. And within that, we are negative at the base of it. You have to train yourself out of it. You got to kick yourself out of that negativity, that mindset where everything is a critique. When you start thinking about life as a journey and that every single moment is about you exploring the deepness of self and the universe around you that you are blind to most days, then, and it's not even about freaking dollar bills, guys, then you win. When you could stop time, you win. They control us with all of the distraction. People think they're controlling you by putting you in the line and you got to go and get in line. Here's the mandate. No. They're controlling you with the distraction of everything. And it's sad because there is something within you. There is something that you have not unlocked yet. But when you do unlock that thing, that unique genius, I call it, the world is going to be in awe. And you will affect real change. The question is, do you want to discover? Do you want to continue to compare yourself to others? Or do you want to step in your own shoes and look within? Start questioning yourself. Start questioning every single thing about the way you feel, how you were designed, the things you like, and start being comfortable with it and be comfortable with everybody else having a complete different set of feelings, emotions, wants, needs. When we each start respecting each other's differences, then we start getting somewhere. But this is a world where they continue to divide us based on lies, not on truth. And as you know, no matter how many times you say something, no matter how many times you say a lie, and no matter how many people champion that lie and scream it over a loudspeaker, it's never true. It never makes it true. It's just propaganda. So all I ask is you do what I'm doing here, whether it's you show up here with me and you connect to that moment here with me, because I guarantee you I'll bring you to it. I'll bring you to that moment every single day. Or go out and snowboard, skateboard, take a jog, lift, whatever it is. Look up at the stars. Something can get you to connect to this moment and shut it all off. This show is the shut it all off for the world. The question is, will you help me get it to the people who have no idea it exists. Because right now, I've been doing it for 1,108 days in a row. I'll show up again tomorrow. I'll be here the day after for day 1,110 in a row. And again for the 1,111th day in a row of long form variety. But the world out there is dying and it needs what we do here. So, be a warrior of light. Don't let them stop the potential of one more person smiling tomorrow. The content is here. All we have to do is get it in front of people. When people, or when someone specifically has love to share, and hopefully it's something you can feel through the screen, but when they do have something that's filled with love to share with you, it's then your obligation to share it with another. You can't keep it for yourself alone. Because somebody else out there needs it just as much. And that next song I'm going to write, that next piece of comedy that's going to come out, they need to be here for it, to experience what it's like, to see it come to life. I need it. I disconnect from it being me and I need it and I watch it and it keeps me centered. The crazy live improvisation stuff that happens with Zabrowski and Dick Facce and the movies. I'm editing constantly in order to release things for you guys, so it's pretty clear that I don't have a chance to listen to anybody else or watch anybody else. I come out here every day, been out here for 3 years, balanced. I got nothing but love pouring out of me for 3+ years for this world that doesn't really know I'm here, besides this amazing family that we've started to generate here. And I'm at peace. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff when I get away from this microphone. There's a lot that screws with my mind and messes with my head, just like you, and it takes me to a different place I don't want to be, and I need to separate from that in order to step back here again. But when I'm here, when I'm with you in the moment, everything else gets quiet. And that's what I want. I don't want to hear from Dr. Fauci anymore. I don't want to hear from these people that are now saying the things I said for 2 years and was called crazy. Oh, Susan Donahue, you are amazing. Guys, we love Susan Donahue. She's one of our amazing mods here. And Susan was the first one that alerted me to being unsubscribed 8 times. That's a record, by the way. She was unsubscribed 8 times from the Renaissance Man show. And it's not the first time I've heard that. I mean, a lot of people get unsubscribed. Red Storm is one of our faves, and she got unsubscribed recently. It's just an interesting thing that YouTube does. I think they do it with all channels. I don't know. I'm no longer blaming anybody. I think there's just, I shouldn't have done the DJT show. When I did the Trumper show last year, that did a number on me. But I mean, every time we watch them, they're hilarious. Satire should not have died last year. I created something that's really a time capsule. When I'm dropping these guys as 2 movies. The Donald J. Trump movie, it's going to be The Rise and Fall of Donald J. Trump is what it's going to be called. And it's going to be a 2-part movie. 4 hours long, it has to be. And it's all the face swaps I did as Trump. 35 episodes plus a few others. And it's got to be released. What I put together is, if you see it as an entire movie, ooh, I was thinking about that. I know I have the whole Hammerlin Jamison in between. It's Hammerlin Jamison. I'm going to just get rid of all of them, and it's just going to be one continuous movie. And then at the end, I got to figure out what I have to do I have an idea of what I want to do for the intro and outro. I'm going to do Chris Wallace. Buster President. That's freaking Chris Wallace. That's dead on Chris Wallace, guys, by the way, right? Like, Buster President. Buster Biden.
Senator Biden, what is your favorite sandwich to have on a weekend? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm winning big league. I'm here winning big league. Oh, I don't know about that, Susan. I gotta say, I love you guys. It's funny. I haven't tuned in my my computer, my little laptop here, in order to see who's on. But when I see Susan here, I see Trish. I love it when I see Trish here every day. It's very rare that Trish doesn't pop in, and when she does, she'll say, "Oh, I couldn't make it," and it's amazing. The support that you guys do show for this program means the world to me. And I want to explain something to you because I want you guys to all understand something. And I think I've said this before, but if it winds up being just us for the rest of my life, I am very happy with that because you guys are awesome. I love you guys. I just think for me, it would be a greedy thing to keep it to not the rest of this world because everybody's friggin' messed up right now. Like, I can't stand. I saw the craziest thing the other day. Somebody explained this to me. Okay, guy's on the conversation with a lady, and he says, I got in there halfway, and he said something like, yeah, so this is why I do it. I'm doing it to try, it's something like I'm trying to make the world a better place, And she goes, okay, well, if that's the case, then I respect that. He goes, well, thank you very much, miss. And she goes, what did you call me? And she screams at him, and he goes, huh? And she goes, what did you call me? And he goes, miss? And she goes, why would you call me that? And she starts screaming crazy at him. And I'm like, I thought it's a joke at first. And he looks at the screen. He goes, so this is happening. And she freaked out because he called her miss. And she's like, why would you call me that? And he said, because I was trying to be polite. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. And she goes, why would you call someone that? He said, it's the same as if I was going to say, thank you, sir, to a guy. I said, thank you, miss. And she freaked out. He's like, look, and he was so sweet. He goes, look, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm so sorry if I offended you. She hung up on him. He was like, and she hung up on me. And it's just crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, Susan knows. I'll tell you what, we've been talking about it lately because we did a Truman Show episode. Okay. Christine Seidman, amazing, by the way, guys. Subscribe to Christine Seidman. She says, Mark, you kind of like this Tom McDonald thing for blues rock. And I'm like, man, that's kind of cool because I write songs about society and he writes about society. It's cool. And then I saw somebody had put a TikTok up of his new song, or he did actually. And at the very end, the last thing he says, because we're in the Truman Show. And I'm like, mother, are you kidding me? I've been saying that for I did a show saying we're in the Truman Show. And then he comes out just this week with a song that says we're in the Truman Show. I'm like, does he see the Renaissance Man show somehow? Because that's what I've been really pushing on lately is that I'm in the Truman Show. I think we're all Truman. I joked the first day. I was like, I'm Truman. No, we're all Truman. We're all Truman. I jokingly said to my wife one day, I was like, look, I think that I'm in the Truman Show and that I'm Truman. And I looked at her and she was just looked down. And I was like, what are we doing here? I thought she would have been like, you're an idiot. And she was like, she did one of these too. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I did say it to her jokingly and she's just started laughing. She's like, it is such a messed up world right now. Nothing makes sense. This is when there was a show, right, on SNL, The Bizarro World or whatever, or was this Seinfeld? George, you got in the Bizarro World. What are you doing? Jerry, I'm dying, Jerry. Oh, George. I don't even. And then you have that going on, right? A Bizarro World situation where up is down, down is, that's right, left. Everything's left these days. So far left. Yeah. You know what? We have a few news stories. I might as well get into them now because we had a nice rant here. I want to say thank you again to Susan Donahue. You are amazing, Susan. We are going to get into the news now. This is an interesting story I wanted to share with you guys. Let's just see. I usually do a little hammer jammer, bammer whammer, but we're going in straight today. Biden's long-term defense of Senate rules withers under partisan rancor. So the bottom line is this. There's a thing called the filibuster. And Joe Sleepy Poopy Pants Biden, whilst, taking a double diaperoo, wiping it down. Look, my Aunt Judy told me. And then Kamala Chameleon came in and went, And then together they went and he did a Dr. Evil situation, but he pooped his double diaper again. Bottom line is that's Manchin right there. President Joe Biden's decision to call for changing the Senate's rules to pass voting rights protections was a long time coming. Perhaps in the view of his most disaffected supporters, too long. A self-proclaimed institutionalist who spent more than 3 decades, let's call it 5, let's call it like a century, okay? A self-proclaimed institutionalist who spent more than a century abiding by those rules as a senator. First of all, abiding? Really? Sleepy poopy pants? Okay, let's just go with it. Sleepy Poo, Biden apparently repeatedly defended the often arcane procedures of the Senate, even as Republicans used them to block his agenda. And he came under increasing pressure from the liberal activists. There are liberal activists out there, really? Ooh. To rethink his position. So those rules, he said, with admiration more than a decade ago, were about compromise. Well, I guess we have to do this as him. They were about compromise and moderation. What? My Aunt Judy told me I got to stop. I could change my double diaper. A core part of his political identity. To support changing them would be to admit that the principles he so cherished had withered in a city now consumed by partisan rancor. By Menon. On Tuesday, he made that admission. Oh, I get to do this as Sleepy Poopy Pants. Ready? The threat of our democracy is so great that we must find a way to pass these voting rights bills. Move the teleprompter. Hold on. Debate them. Vote. Let the majority prevail, like my Aunt Judy does when I play chess with Joe. What? And if that bare minimum is blocked, we have no option but to charge the Senate rules, including getting rid of the poopy pants. I mean the filibuster. He did say poopy pants, though. Right there. Biden said that he had been having these quiet conversations with members of Congress for the last 2 months. You mean for the last, I don't know, year and a half when you were planning out a Plandemaroo and getting, Trumper, no, you couldn't be up there. If I get a friggin' vaxaroo, and they're like, oh, we'll hold it until 4 days after the Sleepy Poopy Pants steals the election. And then I'm there doing it. Hold on to Bennett. What, Melania? No, Melania, don't go near the gold toilet. Don't even look at the gold toilet, Melania. You could go to the porcelain toilet. That's where you could do your poop-a-doop. You got a Slovenian poopy belly situation. You got oils from Slovenia. When you're from Slovenia and your son is 17 feet tall, some say he's an Anunnaki. Yeah. No, we're dealing with it. Some people, they wanted to send him away to a friggin' zoo. Joanne back there, she has a Karazoo. We said, maybe you could have a Baron Trump in the Karazoo. He could be the first ostrich in the Karazoo. A Trumper zoo. Poor Baron, he's the size of a mongoloid. So bad. Yeah. Oh. Niall said, we are all in the Truman Show, except now when he opens the door, there will be a guy in a full gear with a syringe and a mask that says, oh, we need 4, 1 a month, 1 a day. Keep the weasel Fauci away. Oh, gosh. You know what? This guy, too, is killing me when you're talking about the weasel Fauci. That went down the wrong tube. Almost worse. That could have been a lot worse than it was, famine friends. Oh, wait a second.
Mark, you're a conspiracy theorist. You can't say that.
Hold on a minute. I came here. I was here. I told you. This friggin' thing won't stop a friggin' thing. You do you, I do me. Hold on a minute. The world can't boost its way out of the pandemic using existing backs-a-boos, the WHO experts say. Look, when you got a bugaboo, and then you need another bugaboo, and then another bugaboo, but the fourth one's going to work, though. Come on, guys. This one's the one. This one is the same thing, but this one's gonna die. Okay, the world cannot simply boost its way out of the CV, Plandy-boo, using the existing Vaxaboos. I say bugaboos. And a group of experts said Tuesday, as they highlighted the need for new jabs that... Do I have it? They highlighted the news for new jabs that they're better at stopping people becoming infected in the first place. Hammer jam, I'm starting to breathe in my mustache. Oh, goodness. I will continue reading just for a moment. I just want to see a touch on this one. I can't read it. It's in some weird see-through situation. We're moving it on. Bottom line, I called it Markstradamus situation. When you do a Markstradamus and you're telling people the future and they choose to listen to, a Dr. Weasel instead, that's on you. That's on you. So guys, this is also another interesting tidbit. Don't use the at-home CV tests because it will give you a false positive. That's their new theme song. You may want to check it out. It's coming out tomorrow on iTunes. And the bottom line is the FDA is donating all the proceeds to China. You should check it out, to the Wuhan labs. And they said this, that you don't want to use the at-home CV tests because the FDA is warning us. And, the FDA, they don't want you to do it because it could give you a false positive. And nobody wants a false positive. Like you're there and you're like, oh, and you stop doing things for 10 days, right? And they're like, sorry, you didn't have a thing. You're like, I didn't have any symptoms. Yeah, sorry, we got it wrong. Well, so now they're apparently getting this right, don't use the at-home CV. So wait a second, the ones you just sent us to free or something like that, those don't work? Okay, great. Thanks for coming out. And so the PCRs, those don't work either, right? Okay, good. Thanks for coming out. So what are we working with here? We're working with the flu. Yeah, we're working with the flu. Yeah. And when you got it, it's bad. But this is freaking flu. It's bad flu. You know what I mean? You don't want to get the flu. So stay away from you. Put on the freaking mask. Get a bugaboo. 97 of them. You get the 98th. Maybe you're still alive. If you're not, look, that's on you. You figure it out. You get a 7th arm. You're doing, you start praying into Sheba. It's a weird thing, when all those arms are popping out. And everyone said, what the freak happened over there? Oh, 98 bugaboos, Joanne, quadruple heart situation, and Shiva. It was kind of cool. They made a video game out of Joanne. The FDA also sponsored that one. Guys, look, don't use the at-home tests. They're not working, apparently. Some people are still using them, and then they're pointing fingers at others and saying, you didn't get your bugaboo. It's all because of you. I don't even know what the point is anymore. Stupidity seems to be running rampant. But look, at the end of the day, we're doing it right here. Renaissance, we're telling you, don't get those at-home ones and be like, I'm good to go. I've seen some people that were sick, really sick, and they were like, I keep taking them and it's saying that I don't have anything. I'm like, you got something. There's something going on over there. How about you stay over there? I'm going to do a Renaissance Man show over here doing it. What's that, Joanne? I know, Joanne. I know. She's like, I'm part of the family now. I get it. I can't get you out of here. Quadruple heart. It's a tough thing when now we have to cook for, Joanne. And as you guys know, she needs 9 eggs every day just to fill up until lunchtime. We order a 9er from Jim's Chicken Coop. Getting rid of the dozen. If you guys don't know about that, at the end of the day, Jim's Chicken Coop. Don't ever freaking complain about the dry chicken like Zabrowski did. And when you need your eggs, they're organic, farm raised, no antibiotics at all, all organic, right? And you can get a 9-pack, a 9er, special carton, the eggs upright, and then the last one's flat. And an 8-pack. I told him, like, Jimbo, if you got Slim Jim, we call him, he's robbing cars on the weekends. But with Jimbo, I said, Jim, why don't you just make an 8-pack? You go from a dozen to an 8-pack, and everybody's good because they got, okay, cool. I'm running down the field with an 8-pack. He's like, no, I hate people. I said, oh, and he said, I'm doing a friggin' 9er. So when you grab your because most people grab their eggs like football. You know, they're like, I'm running with my football. I'm running with my eggs. They're holding it underneath, so we get that little hold for the, you know, you got where the eggs come through the bottom of the carton. You got it, you know. With a 9-pack, a niner. And Texas lady knows about this because they're, you know, Jim's Chicken Coop is massive in Texas, and his eggs are taking over. You know, Kirkland down there is massive. And so he takes his niner, and when you're running and you're like, oh, hey, Phil, and you flip your niner up, you give him the bird. You flip the bird, your eggs. Flip the bird. Hey, Phil. You don't like Phil, remember? And you're saying, oh, hey, Phil, but you're really giving Phil the bird. Flipping the bird. You get it. Bottom line, don't take the freaking false positive tests. You know, around just one giving you the rundown. Okay, guys, this is just a final of the day, a very important one. There's an approaching storm that could bring heavy snow to southern New England Sunday and Monday. That's where the Renaissance Man Show is based. So there could be a storm rolling through the Renaissance Man headquarters. Guys, I'm out here in the friggin' snowstorm. We're doing it. We're doing a snowstorm live, report. I'm out there. I got snow up to my friggin' elbows. Guys, look, it's freezing out here. I'm going in. I get a call from the station. No, you got to stay out there. We got to see how long you can take it. Remember, you took that there was like a challenge from Wim Hof. They're like, you took the challenge from Wim Hof. You can't go in yet. I'm like, dang, that's right. I took the Wim Hof challenge. I'm there. No clothes. I got just like boxers and I got like socks. They let me have that, but everything else, I'm there. I'm like, I said freezing, you know what I mean? Outside, 4 feet of snow. We had that happen. It's like they saw it. It's in the future. Seen that episode. You know, when you are from the year 2769, you do it, you know? Nobody understands that when you're doing it, you're doing it, right? Oh, goodness, guys. So that's our rundown today for the news. Every day we're doing the news now. Every day we're getting into something here, and we're trying to inspire you to find the greatness within. I want to just quickly get back to that. We are running around like mad, and everybody's comparing themselves to others. They're all looking at, well, oh, okay, that person's doing this. I have to do the same thing. Or it looks like that person's successful doing that, so I have to do that in order to be successful. Oh, I have to go that way because that person told me I should do that. And at the end of it, what I realize is everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own ability, and everybody has their own genius. The reality is that 99.9% of the people that you encounter will discourage your genius. They won't get behind it and say, don't stop. They'll say, don't waste your time. Do you know how many people do what you do? Do you know how many people do that? Do you know how many people write songs? Do you know how many people have a talk show? Do you know how many people? Don't waste your time. That's what you'll hear from the world. The reality is your belief is what opens everything up. It gives you every possibility. There's a story about Thomas Alva Edison. I don't know if you ever heard this before. No, I think he was kind of a bit of a jerk, but he was extremely brilliant. I don't know how many inventions he had, but a lot. Thomas Alva Edison comes home with a letter for his mother. He's like first grade in it. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I don't know. And his mother takes the letter, which hasn't been opened. She reads the letter and starts tearing up. And he's like, what's wrong? And she says, your teacher says that you're a genius and that there's no teachers that can teach you, that you're too advanced and that I should teach you at home. So she taught Thomas Alva Edison, and he grew up as a genius going out into the world, and he went out and created how many inventions that have changed our world. I'm right here doing a show because I have lighting that's keeping me up. He probably had something to do with the camera equipment. Who knows? I don't know what he invented fully, but Thomas Edison was going through his mother's belongings after she had passed away. He comes across a letter in her drawer when he's collecting and disposing of items. He opens this old letter and it says, "Dear Mrs. Edison, your son is deranged. There's nothing we can do to help him. You cannot bring him back to school. You're going to have to teach him at home." So, if his mother had turned to him and said, "What's wrong with you? You flunked out of school? They said there's something wrong with you." She told him he was a genius. And with that perception that was laid on his shoulders, maybe he was somewhat, who knows? He's just creative, clearly. But with that, he is the greatest inventor of all time. So, your mindset is everything. You hear kids, my kids sometimes will say something that's talking down to themselves. Like, "Oh, I can't do that." I'm like, don't ever say that. I don't care if it's something you can't do. Don't ever say you can't do it. Everything is possible. That's one of my albums. And all you have to do is really want something and just keep showing up until it happens. And if you do truly want something, then you won't quit. And if the world and the universe and everything is meant and to work the way it should, then time plus effort will equal results. And that's it. Time and effort have to be everything to you. If it means the world to you, it's finding that job, putting your head down and doing the work. But it starts with believing that you can do the work. Not only that, try to remember one thing. Like every single thing in this world, someone's doing it at a high level, right? So just remember that. It's funny, I used to do things and right off the bat, I would just be advanced. And the reason I would do this is a trick. This is a trick everybody can do. Whatever the task is that you've ever done or you ever plan to do the rest of your life, I'm going to go canoeing, I'm going to go rock climbing, whatever it is, right when you're about to do it, just remind yourself that there are people that not only do this, but do it at an expert level. And with that in mind, you are a human, you have ability, and so you have to almost imagine being that person and realize that it's possible and that you've done it before. You just tell yourself, like, I've already done this. Like, it's a human, any human could do this. So there are people who do this. And it's a weird thing, but you put yourself in a different mindset where now it is possible to do it, even if it's a crazy task. You're like, well, someone's hanging sheetrock by themselves in an apartment building somewhere, whatever it is, some random thing that would be almost impossible for one person to do. You'll see it being a possibility as soon as you put yourself in that right mindset. So 1 hour, 3 minutes into a straight up rant and news situation, we did it. That's what we do here. Renaissance Man in it. Tomorrow, guys, 3 p.m. I hope you'll be here for a Flat Earth conversation with Flat Earth Dave. He actually is from my state. I'm so excited. Beck set this up for us, and I'm looking forward to see what the story is. High Plains. Yeah, High Plains. I don't know. Like I said, I'm so glad to have a guest on the show. That I'm really excited about. So in general, I would like to have a guest on every single day. Sarah, how are you? So good to see you. I'm going to see if I can open up my laptop, because then that will give me a chance to see everybody here. Why are you doing the... Here we go. Come on. Here we go. All right, now I'm opening it up here so I can see you guys. Man, this is slow tonight. I don't think it's my... All right, let's see what everybody's saying over here. I actually assumed that what would win here would be we're in the Matrix, to be honest. Because I truly believe we are. We're in some sort of quasi... Like, I feel like there could be something to this theory about a mirror dimension. I was joking with you guys the other day that there's no way that all this content would be created and then like they shut off the faucet so nobody would ever see it. Like there's no way. There's no way it makes sense, you know? And so what would make sense if I'm the one creating it here and the other me over there is actually being recognized for all that work. And then there's a show also, Mark Pires, Renaissance Man over there. And he's just being gifted like, oh yeah, I wrote that. Like, I don't even know how it works, but I know I wrote everything that came out last year. But if we're in a mirror universe, it's just things are different in each universe. We're in the effed up universe. And I think it's a CERN thing. I think CERN got involved in turning off that Hadron Collider they've got. They messed up some stuff here. Because nothing makes sense anymore. You can't tell me when you're living in a world where there's a thing out there that does not stop whatever you're trying to stop. And it doesn't keep you from getting sick, even though they say it does, but it doesn't stop it from getting to other people. And they're still forcing people to take it. You know you are in the weirdest and most bizarre world. It does not make any sense. There's some agenda that's massive. A worldwide cure, huh? What's crazy to me, this is what I cannot get over still. This thing was released by...
Chat, are you kidding me? I'm freaking there in chat, going to Wuhan.
It's released by China. And the only reason I know that to be true is because they did not shut down flights out of China. They shut them down within China, but not going out. So they wanted this to get out. Then Dr. Weasel Fauci confirmed this, as well as multiple other countries. They went online to a online public Chinese server to download the sequence of the virus that the Chinese just released on the world. So they released the virus and they also released the cure that happens to not stop anything. Am I Twilight Zoning it again? Oh yeah, I am. That's right. I'm in the freaking Twilight. I forgot. It's like, it's Twilight Zone, it's Unsolved Mysteries, like what are we dealing with here, 2022, Mark Pires Renaissance Man. You know what I'm going to do here? Because it looks like I'm going to shut down Insta. I mean TikTok. I want my phone back. I want my friggin' phone back. Yeah. So here's the thing I want to explain. This is kind of a cool thing for me because I want to have people that believe anything, that have any sort of beliefs that are contrary to mine or even align with mine for conversations, and just to have educated, not debates, but, back and forth about life, about our perspectives on things. And it could be about anything and everything. And typically anybody who's seen my interviews in the past knows that we start on a topic and we veer off of it. We get to positivity. We always get to positivity. When I had Dr. Richard Fleming on here for 4 episodes for 16 hours, he and I would talk about the bugaboo. We'd talk about everything that's going on, and I'd always bring it to positivity. I'd say, yeah, kind of how that would be with this. Is there a connection to this with positivity? And you'd be like, oh, that's interesting, Mark. I guess you could see it. And I always would try to connect it to something positive. When Ryushin Malone came on, I wanted to hear everything he has to say about aliens. If you guys know anybody else who wants to talk about aliens, I'm freaking down. I got a few stories. I want to hear more. It's clear that we are obviously not alone. We may be a part of something without knowing it. We may have been kind of altered at some point. They say that there's a hybrid situation. It's craziest and scariest theory I've heard yet, okay? This is an alien that was stopped. I don't know, it crashed, and the only survivor was a pilot, an alien pilot that would only speak to the nurse. The nurse was some lady, I don't know who the hell she was, but she'd sit down with this alien for 6 weeks, I believe it was, and get every piece of information that, you know, the alien would share. And she would ask questions like, you know, who are you? Where are we from? What's the, well, you know, what's the point of life? These things. And some of the things that came out blew my mind. And I want to find the full transcript. I think that would be an awesome read for us one night if someone can find that for me. In fact, if anybody's listening and has, Sig is good at this. My brother Sig's on. There's a nurse. You may be able to type this in on Google and find it. Nurse interviews alien for 6 weeks and see what comes up. I could probably do it myself, but I want to continue talking. So the nurse talks to this alien for 6 weeks. The alien says a few things that I cannot get out of my mind now. One of them is that we are on a prison planet. Being here on planet Earth, we are on a prison planet, which would make sense for a few other reasons we'll get into. We are on a prison planet because we did something wrong. When you do something wrong in their world, which is out in the middle of this universe, we are on the outskirts of the universe. Earth is on the total outskirts. It's not like in the center. We say we're the center of everything. No, we're on the outskirts of the universe. The universe is massive because we're a jail. They put us here because we didn't follow the rules there. We didn't wear the unitard and gray, and we didn't stand in line and get the bugaboo or whatever it is they make you do there. So they send you here. Here's the crazy thing. We don't know where we are because they sent us here. This alien said that we're all like billions of years old, each and every one of us. We're light beings. We can't die, is what this alien said. It's like, well, there is no death. We only consider it that because we feel pain and because we're in this human body. But our spirits, the energy within us, has been around for the entirety of this universe, and it will continue on for the entirety. But the problem here is we're on Earth. And because of that, we're in jail. We get these bodies to keep our souls here on this planet and not to be able to leave. We can never leave here. And when you hear stuff like Bill Nye say, we are in a closed circuit, we can never leave here. It may even be something big like that. We can never leave here because we're on this prison planet. The other thing that he said was, or she said, it said, whatever the heck it was, that at the end of this all, we always talk about bright white lights. We see this bright white light, people go to it. What apparently happens, and this is what this alien said, that bright white light is like a shock system that electrocutes you to like 3 billion volts. You forget about everything that you've ever known, every life you had, every detail, including the one you just lived. And you wake up as a baby in a new body. This continues forever. And it was crazy when I heard that. I was like, oh my goodness, this is nuts. What a crazy theory. Now look, I don't know. I don't think it's true. I'd like to see more. I'd like to read more. But it sounds crazy enough to be true. You know what I mean? And so that I got a little bit of a like, so I've seen a lot of random things that very, very much look sketchy to me. I'm looking forward to seeing what Dave has to share with me tomorrow, because I definitely don't have any information on this. I've always assumed that the world is a globe, but then I've seen a lot of crazy stuff lately where it's just like, what the freak? Either someone's messing around with me. Like I saw a video recently that had nothing to do with us, but it was somebody had opened up a portal and they were showing into this other world where there's two suns, and it was just like our world, except it was two suns, and it was right through like a hole, and it was crazy. And I'm like, was that generated? But then I heard CERN has been doing that. There's a guy who works for CERN. He's like, look, I don't want to get in trouble. He's like, but we're messing with the weather on this planet, you know, by doing all this. And then he said by messing with the universes. He said something about the multiple universes, there's dimensions. He said dimensions. They're messing with dimensions here, guys. That's some crazy stuff. Woo! Okay, there we go. Texas Lee said nurse interviewed alien named Air Roswell, New Mexico. I live 200 miles from there. So Texas lady knows. Errol Roswell. Can somebody send that over to me or get me a link to pop on the screen? I want to read that to you guys. Oh, hold on. I may have it on this piece of paper right here. Oh, goodness, guys. So I want to say we are just starting something very cool here tomorrow. I've had interviews before, but now I have a Calendly, so you guys can set up appointments and join us. And I think it would be cool if we just start having random people on that can have a benefit for the show. Something. Conversation. Someone started a new furniture company. Somebody's whatever, you know? And that's something I'm looking forward to. So, let me play you something real quick, because I need to grab a little nibble on something. Like a bowl of cereal. If I got it, jeez. So, all right, this one right here I'm going to put on because it was just from a few days ago. It's, you know what? Actually, let me play you something else. It's always good to go back into the vault a little. You play something from just yesterday. You're like, I just saw it, dude. So let's play something else. I'm going to give you something where you're like, I haven't seen that in a while. You're doing it. If the channel wants to open up, give me a second page. How about that? Oh, there we go. Thanks for coming out. It only took you 7 years to do it. You know, Gary V, dude, crushing it. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm putting this on. I'm probably not going to let this all go through because it's a little longer. Oh, what is this? Karate Kid versus Dick Facce? What? Taking on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Ooh, that was funny, I remember, I think. I don't remember any of these. Back to the Future, Mark. HOV Lane. Some good stuff there. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. Scaling the largest nog in history. There's probably a good episode there. We did it. We have so many crazy episodes here. It's ridiculous. Ben Affleck episodes. SNL movie night. I'm just looking now. Now I'm just having fun. I finally buy Menon. I think that was a great one. Just when Joanne started enjoying her humongocarditis. That's right. That was when it went to, gigantocarditis. She thought she was good. Like she was on her way down. Nope. It just got worse on her, Giganta situation. Dr. Friedman takes the call of his career. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't believe how much comedy I've done here. CNN calls the Renaissance Man. That one was ridiculous. You know what? I think I want to put that on. I don't know why all these are ridiculous though. Pablo Picasso, that was a funny episode too. It was his stupid freaking paintings. He's always doing it, crap painting, right? What a crappy painting that was over there. Look, his eyes over here and one over here. Like, what? Were you drunk that night? What are we talking about? Sometimes when you're telling people and they don't want to listen, elbow in the votch. All right. I think it's about time. This one right here is one of my favorite moments because nobody understands live improvisation until you see Hammerlin Jamison trying out for Supermark. Most people don't understand the genius behind Hammer Jammer. or the complete idiocy that goes into the character creation process.
You're very special.
What
kid.
I love about this is, again, when there is no script, and then you think about all the different comedic moments that take place here, as well as the animated Hammerlin Jamison part, but the behind the scenes conversations, listen to all this stuff, because this is all me just vamping in the moment. And this happened during the filming of Batmark vs. Supermark. If you were here during that filming of April of last year, you would have seen this moment. I popped that mustache on randomly, and we just did this.
All right, Hammerlin, take 2 and action. Hammerlin Jamison, dropping the hammer and ripping off the fake news. I came here to change into my super outfit. I was just thinking if I could get into an outfit first before I take off. I could probably stop myself from having a mistake in my pants. Hammerlin Jamison, I got this gig. They were like, hey, we need you to dress up as Superman. I was like, that sounds good to me. How about I do it? Can I drink a bottle of Jamison before? They said try to keep it to 1 cup. I didn't know if that meant per minute. I did it per minute. Hold on, we're running up. I did it per minute. Hammerlin! They said, Hammer, just put on a friggin' cape. You can go out there and just fly. You like to fly on a nightly basis with your stupid friggin' Hammerlin Jamison. Oh, yeah, my family is the one who gave me the keg. And they're like, here, Hammer, just go ahead and drink it down. Hammer, I'm starting to lose the feeling in my arms. Good thing I'm Super Hammer. And when Super Hammer tries to fly, he doesn't really need his arms. So I fly head first. Yep, I'm a head first flyer. Look, Hammer. Oh, we got a little cat in the tree. Look, I'm head first flying it. I'm gonna go. You think that I don't need to go and go with my arms up in the air? Oh, I'm going in this direction, that one. Hammer, wake up, ladies. You can't do Super Hammer if you're falling asleep and puking on yourself. So where's it? Hold on, what's the gig? Oh, is it a cat in a tree? Oh, how's it tasting? Hold on, I'm ready to go. Just give me a second here. Let me just pull my cape around because then I can fly straight. I don't need to be able to go like this with my arms. I'm trying to shake him up. Hold on. Shaking him up. Shaking him up. And I'm dropping the hammer and ripping a little fake news. That's right, I'm not doing that today. I'm a super. Hold on, let's do take 3. It's just nail out take 3.
All right, Hammer. This time try to focus in. We really told you not to drink. So, take 3. I hope this time he does it right.
It's sitting and fighting.
I seen it. Hold on. I seen it in Harren.
I'm sorry, I forgot this is in English. Can we do it again?
Okay, take 4. Action.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Hammerlin, why are you yelling numbers and counting down?
It's telling how many bottles of Jamison I'm gonna drink tonight, how many I started with, and how many I have left. I got to 5 Jamison bottles in, and I got 5 left.
Okay, take 5.
Hammer, please, no more drinking in between takes. Is that what you're doing? Please go out there and get this done. We all want to go down to, we want to get home to our children. Can you please get this done? Just friggin' percent. I'm gonna try my best. Take 5, action! Hammer jammer! I didn't see any problem, Norman. Oh my gosh almighty. Hammerlin Jamison has one thing to say to you. You can be super also. Like Super Hammer. Florence! Florence! Give me my drink! That was a perfect take! I was gonna need another one. That was perfect. Hammer, you had the cape on your head. It was the worst take in history. Take 6. Action. Super Hammer on duty. We got the duty. I'm sorry, guys. Take 7, I did duty. Okay, let's change Hammer again. Okay, we good? Okay. Take 8 and action. Hammer jam! Woo! Hammer jammer! Hammer jammer! Crazy sinner, bang! I'll punch somebody out for a bottle of Jamison. You gonna try to not kill yourself? You can't give me a bottle of Jamison when I'm gonna fly and try to save the planet? I'm going that way. If there's a bar, that's the way I'm going. What was the line? Line? That's right, I'm sorry. It's not a coincidence that I got here this evening. I have some lives to save. That was perfect, Hammer. Great job. You got it. That was really crappy. It doesn't matter. He got through it. Okay, let's move on to the next scene. That's how you do it. Oh, my goodness.
My name is Josh, and I've been...
I'll tell you, when you got a ham jam, thank you, ma'am. I'm realizing that's like every time I come up with a bit, I'm like, oh man, why did I not drop that? Let me just show you what you're going to see tomorrow as a little
All
short.
right, Hammerlin, take
You're going to see this as a
2
short. Oops.
and action.
Yeah, you may see this as the start, but then you're going to definitely see this right here.
Bottles of Jamison, I'm gonna try my best. Take
Right here.
Florence! Florence! Give me my drink! I was
This is
action.
the one.
Super Hammer on duty. We got the duty. I'm sorry, guys. Take 7, I did duty.
Right there. That's it. That's it. Right there. Right there. That's it. Sorry, guys. It takes 7 out of duty. Bang, biggity boo. That's the short for tomorrow. I'm dropping that sucker. You know, I did the fart, in the elevator situation today. I was like, that'll take off. I'm going to keep putting out the little bits, little silly things, but we're going to have old Hammer Jam in there. Freaking Hammer, right? I just downloaded the clip so I could send it to myself and work with it. I'm definitely dropping pieces of that as shorts tomorrow. And we'll keep doing that. If you guys if there's a funny bit you remember me doing and like, hey, that would be funny if you made a little shorts of it. We need to start doing more of that now, I believe, because people don't have the capacity for long form. We need to get them to want to see the long form by laughing at something. He's super hammered. That's right. That is right, Chris. He is hammered, and Sig wants an autographed moustache. That's funny. Right now, I'm only working with one moustache. I do have a second one here somewhere. It disappeared on me. I think I may have vacuumed it up because I can't find her, you know. But every time I say that, it's stuck to something, because usually what happens is I'll leave the glue or the tape on the back, and then it's stuck to something. And one day I'll just be like, oh, what's going on? And then I'll be like, oh my goodness, there's Hammer's mustache. You're doing it. So I want to play you again something else. Let's see. All right, so we had, I don't know how many different, how many different bits did we have about the camping situation? Like, I think I'm going to have to make a movie out of that. That was a crazy setup of events. All of that movie, Leech stuff with our brother, Keith. This right here, I'm going to play this because I still think this is probably one of the funniest things I thought of based on Back to the Future, Mark. When I went back through this, I was going with you guys talking about future events. And then I said, at a certain point, I said that, oh, you guys didn't realize that I was also people from the past. And we started uncovering people. Like the first one I thought of was Mark Jellin, that I was Ferdinand Mark Jellin. And then from there, I started thinking about other people, and just names start coming to me, like Michelangelo and Leah Marco, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and Mark Tobin, and then Marxus. And this is the story of Marxus. This is it's not a very well-known story, but it is very well-known. So, without further ado, the story of Marxus. The time I scribed the 10 Commandments. By Menon. The Markdella effect. Of course, I am Nelson Markdella. And, look, people got Markdellaed. They're like, Markdella effect. And they call it Mandela. And I think it was just a switch like they did every other time in history with me. Leo Marco da Vinci, Michelangelo, It's tough when you're doing a little Wolfgang Amadeus Marx art, and they come over and they rip it off, Let's go with Mozart. It just sounds more like, Does it? Oh, we have this new product. We call it Whiteout. You had that? 1780s? What are we doing here? You're going to white out Marx art to put down Mozart. You put Marx art down, really, is when you did that. When you white outed Marx art, you actually put down Marx art. You didn't put down Mozart. You wrote down Mozart, but you put down Marx art in the process. You know how much that hurt? Symphony number 5. It's not yours anymore. It's Mozart's. Really? I'm calling Library of Congress. Hold on. Yes, who am I speaking with? Oh, hi, Janet. Yes, this is Wolfgang Amadeus Marx art. I'm calling because I have to file a claim about my works being stolen. Yeah. No, I didn't do an actual Library of Congress copyright at the time. What I did was I wrote down the tablature. I wrote down the music, Symphony number 5. And then I put it inside a piece of mail, sent it back to myself. I never opened it. It had the stamp on it with the wax. That's never been broken. The wax seal is still complete. If you crack that wax seal, Library of Congress style, you're going to see Marx Art's information there. Everything. Wolfgang Amadeus Marx Art. Well, Symphony number 5. Minstrel on the whatever. You know what I'm saying? All of the songs that I wrote and I performed and I created, stolen by Mozart. What? You've been Markdellaed. That's the thing. You're like, no, Mozart. Everybody loves Mozart. You don't remember when it was Marx art? You don't remember. I got some residge. All right. I'm going to show you the residge. And when I do, you're going to be like, oh my goodness. We have egg all over our face. Yeah. Library of Congress, egg all over the face. Because you took the work of Marx Art and you branded it as Mozart. People are out there, they're doing Symphony No. 5. They're doing it minstrel on, and they're out there, right? And they're doing the Marx Art, Mozart style, and then I'm not getting the credit, I'm not getting the royalties. You know how many royalties I've missed out on? Because you've been sending them to the Mozart family? That should have gone to the Marx Art family. Look, I got ancient relatives, descendants. You know, look, I mean, when you're, I don't know if you realize, I'm back to the future, Mark. Okay, I have been many people. Yeah, no, not just, I literally, I come back as them. There's a fly in here, Janet. If you can bear with me, I'm gonna Miyagi's son the friggin' fly when I see him next time, okay? But I have to get this point across to you. You need to understand the situation that we're dealing with, okay? I'm back to the future, Mark. I come back as different people in the past. And you're like, oh, I remember Moses. No, you don't. You got Mark Dellid. It's Marxist. I was there 40 years in the friggin' desert. I'm like, where's the food? I parted the Red Sea. Walking up to, Mount Sinai. I went up to the top of that by myself. Yeah, I'm at the top. Grab a couple of, I took these 2 tablets, right? I scraped in the 10 Commandments. Walking down the first time, I tripped and fell, broke them. Yeah, I went back up. God was not happy about that. What are you doing, Marxist? But then I said, hold on a second. If you are God and you know everything, then you knew that Marxist was going to drop the first set. Why didn't you just give me the correct one and say, don't step on that one rock on the way down? You couldn't give me the heads up? Oh, free will. You gave me a free will situation. I'm here, double tablature situation going on here. I got to come back and get that and then go back with a hammer and I got to take a rock, make another hammer out of another rock and, I got to somehow scribe the 10 Commandments all over again. I did it once. I was there all night the first time. What else do you want me to say? Okay. Don't, was that covet? Okay. Give me a minute. I'm working on the C. 35 minutes later. What was the second letter? Oh, okay. 38 minutes later. What was the 6 years later, I got the freaking, they're like, when's Marxist coming back down? They started bowing to a new god. They're like, we found a golden calf. No. You don't bow down a golden calf. You wait for Marxists to come back down. You know how hard it is? By myself? I wasn't trained as a scribe with rocks. I got to somehow learn that skill. God didn't say, oh, you're part of your training or you were born with this skill naturally, Marxist. No, he's like, grab those 2 friggin' rocks and you take this down. Ready? Take the verbatim. Take this down. I was here and you don't covet. And that. I broke the first set. And that was like a laugh. He's like, I sat there forever. Second time around, I'm like, no, I got it. I remember that one. Hold on a minute. Just be quiet. Okay. I remember what you wanted to put. Okay. I got a photographic memory. Yeah. I'm Marxist. You said it to me the first time. You don't think while I was freaking sitting here on each letter for 38 minutes that it wasn't burned into my memory for the history of time? Don't covet thy. You're there doing it, rocking it, right? What are you doing over there, Rocky Balboa? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, I'm gonna make up, but what's the next letter? What are we talking about over here? You're gonna have me do the whole freaking thing? Drop it, come back up. Marxist, you shouldn't have dropped that. You shouldn't have dropped the tablets. Now, you gotta go and slice off 2 more pieces of stone. I'm gonna teach you how. Slice off stone? What are we talking about here? Yeah, go grab that piece of grass over there. Huh? You're going to work it on the stone like this for 6 years. First stone. Second is 6 year process. 12 years later, you're getting to the 13th year, you come walking down the freaking hill. Sinai. Oh, look, it's Marxist. He's still alive. Yeah. My arms are jacked at that point. Like, I've been freaking, you know what I mean? Like, I came out there. They're like, who is this gladiator coming out of? Oh, it's Marxist. Jeez, he looks buff. Yeah. You know, you don't remember any of that, though. I mean, I have some residual somewhere around here. I got a residual. I'm going to find it for you. And you'd be like, oh, my goodness. He really did part the Red Sea. It's one of my proudest moments. Like, you know, that was first. Second, I'm kind of split between like designing the helicopter as Leo Marco da Vinci and also painting the Sistine Chapel as Michelangelo. Like those two, you know, lifelines were pretty wild too. I really appreciated being a Italian sculptor / painter. And then also, you know, genius, Renaissance man, original Renaissance man, Da Vinci. Yeah, I'm a poet. I'm a philosopher. I'm an inventor. I'm a musician. I'm a comedian. Sounds familiar. What are we talking about here? You're going to do a Leonardo da Vinci and then try to take it away from me? I know it's Leonardo. I was there in the room, and they were like, oh, who did this beautiful painting of this house mistress? Leonardo. Leonardo? Yeah, we'll write it down. No. He said Leomarco. Why don't you use those friggin' ears? You got one of those weird, you know, have you seen it where it goes in your ear and it comes out it's like a ram's horn that comes out and they're like, he's listening. He's like, what was it? Who was it again? What am I saying again? He's holding it in his ear because he's obviously had issues with hearing. That was the hearing aid at the time. What was that again? Leomarco. Oh, Leonardo? Okay. No, not Leonardo. Ram ear head guy? What are we doing? Ram ear head That's guy. How you're listening? You putting in, you know, some people put alcohol in that and drink it. They put a cap on top. So they look, I got some alcohol for later. You capped off the end a little bit. Mm-hmm. What was that again? Little guy? What did you say? Who was the painter? I see that freaking fly. Where is like the salt shooter? Well, you know, Jeremy was talking about a salt shooter the other day. I didn't get that. Resige. Yeah, I should copyright the resige. Look, when you've got resige as Marxist, resige is Marx Art, resige is Michelangelo, it's Leonardo da Vinci, and they still don't believe it? Fake news 2021, right? I mean, that's just big tech suppressing the truth. They don't want you to know. Back to the Future, Mark, is the true time traveler. I'm the only time traveler who's been to the future and back in the past again. And, you know, now I'm kind of letting you guys know what's coming. Like, if you recall, we have some crazy times ahead in the year 2416. You better watch out, 2416. Your great grandchildren, they got it coming. You better let them know. You put it in like the, you know, like the family will. Like, oh, watch out, 2416. Back to the Future Mark told us. Look, you got to be prepared, you know. And it's something that I know you're going to be like every day for the rest of your life. It's coming. I know. Look, you don't want to do that, you know. Just live your life for the love of God, you know. Live it, fam, live it. Guys, I just found a clip that I think was probably one of the funniest things I've ever done. I always think that, and then like I watch it and I'm like, yeah, pretty funny. I don't know if it's the funniest ever, but pretty funny. This one right here is called Don't Forget Your Stoopy or something like that. I came up with some word. Like when I come up with a new word, we go with it.
My name is Josh, and I've been a Forward member for 5 months.
We did Vigilugi. That was a cartographer I created in the moment. It became a 35-minute bit. We did I can't think of his name, but I made up some random name when I did Back to the Future Mark and I was doing the HOV lane. Bachland, Strickland, or something like that. I don't know. I come up with random names in the moment, and they become Peter Bishop. Anyway, this right here, I want to share with you. It's something about like not forgetting your stoopy.
Back
Don't
to the
ever
Future
show.
Mark, Supermark.
Don't ever show
Mark
your
and
stoopy in public. Let's see what this is about. Virgo, I think you may enjoy this one.
Back to the Future Mark, we did Supermark. We did Batmark and Supermark. And then we've done Spider-Mark as well, where, you know, look, I'm flying through the friggin' city, right? You know, when I'm out there and I got a villain to chase down, by chase down, I mean shoo, 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 flying through the friggin' city. Yeah, like you'd be like, no, you're webbing it. No, I'm friggin' flying. I'll hook myself with my web to, you know, that building over there. But then I go, shoo, shoo, and I'm flying. Every once in a while, there's a victim of my hunger, really, you know. Guy's coming out with the dominoes. I got super smell, you know, spider smell, really. I take that freaking box of pizza like a quarter mile away. I could shoot it out there. Oh, I was spider marked. Yes, you were. Got myself a Supreme. You know, Domino's is bringing it. I think they've really turned a corner. Just saying, you know. But when you're spider marking it and people are being greedy with their food, you know, that's when I have to, you know, shoot them in the mouth with a friggin' spider web, you know. You're going to talk back when I decide to take your friggin' grinder? All right, whatever. You got a falafel? I felt like falafel that night. Shoo. I can't stand. Sometimes I go to the Facebook, you know, they have like a Facebook group they made. Spider-Mark keeps stealing my food. At first it was Spider-Mark stole my food. And then some chooch went out and made one that was Spider-Mark keeps stealing my food. Look, it just happened to be wrong place. Wrong time, you know what I mean? I'm scooting through. We heard that, like, the bank bandit was there, right? He's at, like, First National #2. And so I'm like, I gotta get there. I'm zippy-zooing, right, through the city. All of a sudden, the falafel guy, this is like maybe 3-4 months later, he's coming out, and he just, like, made this amazing, like, let's call it, I don't know, what do we want to call it? He comes walking out with like a freaking brisket, right? He just made this perfect brisket. He let it sit in the smoker for 7 days. Like usually they're like, we'll do 8 hours. He let 7 days go by. This thing was ready to go, you know? And I'm scooting through and I smell this. It had this mesquite to it. And I'm like, someone's got some barbecue in the mo, right? I see this guy. I didn't recognize him because my eye, I'm a spider, you know, I spider binocular the food. I see him holding brisket, right? Now, when I zoom back out and I can remember, he had this stupid friggin' grin on his face like, and he's ready to go. He's like, I got my, he's so excited, right? I was excited because I smell barbecue. This guy let out a screech like a 7-year-old girl. I was like, what happened? Are you in trouble? Do you need a spider mark situation? He's there, right? Yelling up. Spider mark! Ah, that was my brisket. I let it sit for 7 days. You did? Thank you. I'm eating it and chowing it down, sitting on the corner of a building. You know, I was doing like the spider thing where I'm like, I'm eating the freaking brisket, right? And it's delicious, right? 7 days, you know, aged. And I hear him screaming like from the ground, save me some! Are you kidding me? This is delicious. I can't save you some. That would be like criminal, you know, to like save and share this. It's too good, sir. I'll tell you what, though, I'm going to go and take down the bank bandit. And I'll come back and I will finish this off. I'm going to leave it right here on this perch. I took down the bank bandit, right? And all I could think about was that friggin' barbecue, that brisket, you know? And so I get back, I'm zippy zappy zooing, right? What do you know? This freaking guy, he's on the roof. He's got like this weird, like, you know, bed, linen situation going where he's hooked up like 8 bedspreads together and he's got a hook at the very bottom of it and he's lowering it down to try to grab his brisket back because I left it there on the corner, you know, and so he's going down. As I'm zippy-zooing, I'm like, what's going on over there? Is that like someone got a crane? Like, what are we doing? I see this stupid guy. He's going, he's thinking he's getting his brisket, you know? I shot a spider web so fast. Sometimes you can shoot him fast. I shot it so fast at his friggin' face. Boom. He goes back, drops the thing. It goes down, misses my brisket. My brisket. Shoo, shoo, shoo. I went and took that brisket, and I'm eating away again. Just took down the bank bandit. Up above me, he's trying to like throw things at me. I'm just going shooting it with freaking spider webs. One of them he threw was like a rock, right? And I could hear it coming. Spider mark. I shot the spider web back up, and I dislodged said web into the rock as it was coming towards me. This is split second stuff, guys. I saw it all happen, and then I made it happen, okay? And then zippity-zoo, this rock goes back up, hits him in the nog. Look, you don't throw a rock at Spider-Mark and not, expect like some sort of, response, like, the same rock back in your nog. This is what happens when you try to throw anything at a super. Anyway, best brisket I ever had in my life. I could not believe the message this friggin' guy left in the Facebook group. He creates the new one. Spider-Mark keeps stealing my food. I'm already pissed, right? Because I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out there taking down villains. When I go and I smell a friggin' brisket, you better hold it up. Like, Spider-Mark, look, I got some brisket. Do you want some brisket? You try to hide that brisket? Hold it under your freaking shirt? Do one of these? That's when you get an extra spider mark in the face. Yeah. I'm sorry, but brisket is my thing. That's my jam. If you're gonna make a friggin' brisket and you do a 7-day aging process on that brisket, you better believe if spider mark is in the vicinity, you are no longer holding that brisket, and it is halfway into my belly at that point. And I'm sitting on the perch looking down at you as you cry and screech like a 7-year-old girl. Now, the message this guy left.
This is the second time that Spider-Mark has taken my food. I made this brisket. I heard this recipe, and I decided to go a 7-day instead of 8 hours. And I could not wait. I made the perfect brisket. It was so tender, and I just took a tiny little taste of it before I put it into the packet. I was ready to take it home and eat it. And friggin' Spider-Mark took it away from me, and I'm watching him eat it. I think I saw him laughing at me, actually. And what a jerk. I can't believe it. You know what? I wish he would just leave Metropolis. I can't stand him. You know what? This is the last time I'm going to make a brisket either. Thanks, Suit Brighter Mark.
I only heard thanks. That's all I heard. I mean, I'm reciting what was there because I'm a Spider Mark, but all I heard in that entire diatribe of blah, 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 was thank you, Spider Mark. I just simply responded, you're welcome. When you're out there solving crimes and taking down bad guys, you need to nourish. You need to take a friggin' brisket every once in a while. That's just, what is expected. I think if everybody looked in their mortgages, you would see that there's a clause. You may be spider marked at some point. You're there at home. You're like, oh, honey, I just made the perfect turkey dinner for, you just had such a great night. You such a great day. You're such a great husband. And, we're here in this house. It's our first home together. We're trying to make a baby. And I just want to make you a really, really awesome turkey dinner with some gravy and some mashed potatoes.
You got spider marked though, you know. You called your husband, like you went in the other room to be like, oh, I wanted to. You told that whole message about the, you know, I just wanted to do this because you're such a great husband, and you know, we're making you right. You turn around and walk back in the room. I got like a quarter of it already down. Oh my goodness. I'm onto a wing. I'm in the middle. Like you came in the room and I had the leg at that point. I'm like, I'm in the middle of chowing a leg, you know? You're like, ah, what are you doing in my house? You read your freaking mortgage. You got spider marked. I said, call your husband right now. You tell him there's no freaking turkey dinner. Don't bother rushing home. Spider marked. She left me a doozy in the Facebook group. This is like, you know, I don't know. I felt kind of bad on that one because it was like, we're trying to make a baby, you know? And she referenced that actually in her Facebook message. And it was a group message to the Spidermark Stole My Food. And she said, should I start a new subgroup? Spidermark broke into my home and stole my turkey dinner. And then there was a couple replies from a few other people. And they said, what do you mean Spidermark's broke into your house? Like, I know on the streets he steals, you know, our food. He's a real jerk. But he broke into your house? Like, what are we talking about here? And the response came back, yeah, I'm there. I called, you know, my husband. I said, look, I just made you this perfect turkey dinner. I can't wait because we're trying to make a baby. And, you know, you're such a good husband because you work hard so I can try to, you know, make the baby for you. And we're doing things, first house situation. And, you know, spider marked. He came like, hey, I come back in the room. He's there. He's got like, half the turkey was gone already. It was like there was no, where'd the turkey go? I don't know how fast this guy eats, but this is quite ridiculous. Then the response back was like, you know what? Yeah, I can get it. I saw him a few times take my food and he just like literally throws it down in 15 seconds. You're like, how do you eat that quick? And then you're like, hey, super. He's a spider mark, you know? And then they're all like, we just hate him. We should make a poll, you know, like how crappy is Spider Mark? And from, you know, 0 to 100. And so everybody said, you know, 100. And I said, I got in there. I went in there and I just said, look, I smelled your turkey dinner. I was casing a villain who happened to be staying nearby. And sorry if I have spider sense. And I could smell a tasty turkey dinner, you know, when it's in the oven. And, you know, when I get a sniff of gravy and mashed potatoes and then with the turkey, you better believe that I'm going there and I am, you know, it's salvage at that point. You know, like you go in there and you just salvage situation. You're like, oh, sorry, this must be, you know, for me. It has to be taken out of this domicile, you know, and salvage it, you know, just take it away. And, you know, you could call it donate, I guess, if you want to say that. But basically what's mine is, you know, potentially could be yours, but it's mine, you know. And if it comes down to a tasty turkey situation with gravy and mashies, yeah, that happened. So I just felt, I said, look, I feel kind of bad about that one, you know, because your mashed potatoes were not as good as advertised. Yeah, it smelled better than they really were. You know, when I went in to eat those freaking mashies and there's like clumps in the mashies, I was like, what kind of wife is this? You know, like she's going to give mashies to her husband. She's like, you're such a good husband. You can't spend an extra couple minutes, you know, blending those mashies and making them smooth around the edges. I don't want to be, you know, taking in a mashed potato situation and they're not mashed. They're like crumbled potatoes with some cream sauce. It's gross. I didn't ask for au gratin. But when you do it, right? Mashies and the gravy, you masked the fact that you did not blend and you did not you know, you got to get all the friggin' lumps out of that potato, you know? You shouldn't even serve it unless it's smooth, like a, you know, yogurt situation, but not as gross. You know what I mean? You don't want to be liquidy. You can't do a liquid potato situation. You know, like drinking it like a, oh, I made a potato milkshake. Ugh, that's disgusting. You want to eat a potato milkshake? Yeah, that was the worst idea ever. We opened up a new store called Potato Milkshakes Are Us. That went out of business in 6 hours. Everybody's like, are you freaking kidding me? Potato milkshakes? That's the dumbest thing. No, we do au gratin. What? You're doing potatoes au gratin milkshakes? What are we talking about here? I tried it, though. I went in and I was like, look, I'll try a potatoes au gratin milkshake. I want to see how good this is. The worst thing about it is it tasted exactly like potatoes au gratin. That was the worst thing about it, you know, because nobody wants a milkshake to taste like potatoes au gratin. I said to the guy when I threw the milkshake in his friggin' face, look, you can't give Spider Mark a milkshake with potatoes au gratin, and that milkshake is lumpy or it tastes like friggin' potatoes au gratin. Because I don't want cold, milky ice cream goodness tasting like potatoes au gratin. That's a miss on your part. You couldn't do like, ooh, Fruity Pebble, you know, whatever, marshmallow situation. We did another one. It was sardine milkshakes with, you know, crumbled stoopy. What is that? I don't know. I just made it up. Never heard of a stoopy before. But
Here we go.
sometimes you make up a new thing. When you got a stoopy, you know, and you're sharing it with people, like sometimes I'm like, did you see them sharing their stoopy? What the freak is going on? Like, I would never share my stoopy. That's mine. You know, like you don't share your stoopy with somebody else. You keep that, you know, like private. You know, when you start showing people your stoopy, you know, they start comparing stoopies. And that's not a good thing either. You don't want someone comparing their stoopy to your stoopy. And then all of a sudden, someone's looking really stupid. You know? You know, when you're representing the stoopy nation, and everybody has a stoopy that they're proud of, but they just don't know how to share that stoopy with the world, that's where we come in. You know, we're giving you the confidence to stand up proud and show people your stoopy. You know, you just have to be ready to do it. Because at the end of the day, Miyagi-san! Darn it! I thought I had him. But at the end of the day, a stoopy is only as impressive as somebody else believes it is. So, I mean, then you got people talking. Did you see that stoopy? Are you kidding me? That was like the craziest stoopy I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I know. They're talking stoopies over there. This one over there is talking about like doing a stoopy situation. Over there, this one's got like a stoopy that it's a little like, it's a stumpy stoopy. If that's a thing, like it's a very stumpy stoopy. And, you know, so these couple girls are chuckling about the stumpy stoopy over there. And look, you know, you have to remember that a stoopy is not something you share with another, okay? You keep that to your friggin' self. You want to get into trouble? You want to have people laugh at you because your stoopy's not as big as that guy's or hers is, whatever? This is 2021. We don't know what the hell's going on anymore. But they're all, you know, doing this new stoopy thing. It's a TikTok trend. They're all on TikTok doing an FYP stoopy. Hey, check out my stoopy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Don't stoopy anybody. And then all of a sudden, you put the spotlight on them, and you're like, that's what your stoopy's like? That's just too much, you know? By Manon. Holy freaking cow, a stoopy situation? That's a bit right there, God almighty.
Is that ever a bit right there? You got your stoopy and their stoopy, and before you know it, someone's looking stoopy. The
That was one of the best lines. They have to cut that too. Like, there's so many little things. There should be shorts within each of these bits. It's like almost taking all of these bits and cutting them down into like 30 different shorts would be like the thing to do. It's hard though, because they're also great when they're full. When you get through the whole thing. I'm going to play you one more. This is the greatest football story ever told. This is an important story right here. This is about me playing football. So you know it's a good story. You ready for it?
What does it mean?
I don't know. I'll tell you what it means right now when we do this. This is the greatest football story ever told. By men and... Let's do it. Grammy's coming. Not Zabrosk, we're going to be polishing Grammys together. We got a kung fu situation going on again. Why are they kung fuing me every time I play a clip? Play a clip, I got a kung fu situation. Poked in the eye. You didn't see it coming. You know, sometimes when you're waiting for like the next song, you know, out of nowhere, you're just like, that's weird. I got a Three Stooges, you know, double eye situation going. That wasn't nice. Like, I thought the Renaissance man was nice to me, and he wanted me to have a nice night, and all of a sudden, punched in the nose. Like, I didn't even know it was coming. I was there, watching the show, tuning in, saying hi in the chat, and I got a neck chop. Like, what was that about? I don't need a neck chop, you know? They hurt. You give a neck chop to somebody, they're not breathing, you know, for at least 20 minutes. That's not a good thing, you know. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. Let me fix this. Hold on a second. This is the best way to say this. My father was a football player. My brother was a football player. My brother played football at West Virginia. He was a quarterback, and he was for a short period of time. Then he went and he didn't do it for after, you know, the first year or two. But regardless, he was a very good quarterback. And my father was a running back, and he played football. So, like, of course, you know, my father's, you know, he's got 3 boys. And he's thinking, I want my kids to play football. And, you know, my brother Michael, the oldest, obviously he took to it. He loved it. Middle brother Matt, he didn't. I don't think he really liked football very much either. I remember he played. But I'm not sure how much he liked it. Anyway, then it's to me. I'm in this, what's it called, Pop Warner. I think everybody played Pop Warner when we were kids. And so I go in, Pop Warner situation. I'm sitting on the sideline. And I remember there's like a couple of practices. I can't remember this. A couple practices. I'm there. I'm doing it Magoo style, right? And I'm learning. We're in this gear, right? Ugh. So I do this like a Pop Warner situation. And I'm there on the sidelines. Coach has us go in. And he's like, you know, here's the plays. They put me in on defense for like a couple plays. First of all, I'm this freaking little pipsqueak back then. Seriously? I was like, it didn't hit puberty until senior year of high school. 5'6", senior year. Hey guys, what's going on? How you doing? Talking to sophomores. What's up, Mark? How's it going? Good. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Yeah, that was me, 12th grade Mark. Hey, what's going on? No hair on my legs. What's the story over there? 5'6". Anyway, so story is what it is. Magoo style, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, do you want me to play defense? This guy tools me. Literally a defender tools me. He's like, I didn't know what was going on. He's going, hey, why don't you go this way? Like, that's what it seemed like to me. Like, the play would start. He'd be like, hey, why don't you go this way? I'm like, okay, I'll go that way. And then, like, the runner would go the other way. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think the plan was to, you know, get me to go that way, you know? But it's the first time I ever played, man. I'm like 11 years old. What are we talking about over here? So all of a sudden, I go to the sideline, and we're going to the, you know, offensive side of things. And he's like, hey, Pires, you're going in and, you know, you're going into tight end. Yeah, you're going into tight end. So I go in, I'm tight end, and there's a play that comes, and we're all going out. We all have a pattern to run. And somehow, I don't know what happened here, but this is like first play out. Hike! I run out and do what's called like a hook pattern. I come out, I do a woogity-woo, right? I turn around, ball right in my chest. Now, I've done this 1,000 times with my brother. My brother's a quarterback. I can catch the hell out of a ball. I'm quick. I could run.
I'm Forrest Gump, right? I'm Forrest Gump in it. Jade, I'm coming home. I'm Jay, I'm going like this. I'm keeping my head straight, but I'm moving the body. You ever seen that? Like some weird people, they're able to do that, where they're like keeping their head completely straight, but their body's doing crazy stuff, but their head's like dead straight. Like, what is this? Is this like a real guy? And I'm going, right? Jade. Freaking guy. I have my head in my, I got the helmets on, like on my head, protecting my head, right? Where it's one of those things where, every once in a while when you go, you see like a guy's coming, but then you're like, nobody's coming. Good. I'm good. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, there's a guy. No, there's nobody here. Good guy. No, guy. And I'm looking and I'm doing the head thing. I'm going, Jade, out of freaking nowhere. This guy over here doing his own Magoo situation comes in head first. That was when they used to do the head first spearing thing and it was okay. They're like, yeah, go spear that freaking 11, 12-year-old. Dude speared me in the stomach. I'm going like I'm doing the friggin', Eric Metcalf. Look, head straight. I got it, guys. I see the friggin' goal. I got that. I'm going for the touchdown. They're going to keep me. I'm putting it on their shoulders. Guy, Mark, he got the touchdown. Yeah, you're the. And I'm running, right? I go like 35 yards. Dude comes out like, I swear, bullet train, head first, spearing me in the gut. Boom, biggity boo. I'm down on the ground. That's what made me think about this. I can't freaking breathe. I go back to the huddle. I literally take a knee. They're like, all right, guys, next play. Everybody, good job, Mark. Yeah, good job. I'm like, coach is yelling crap from the sideline. All I hear is, wonk, 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 wonk. I don't know what's going on. Quarterback's like, yeah, Pires, you're going to go out. I'm like, dude, don't even talk to me. Somebody, can I get a sub? They're like, no, come on, break. I go back out there, like, I can't even freaking breathe. Somehow, 4 and out. We're going to sideline. I finally catch my breath as I walk over the white line. Coach comes over, Pires, great catch. You're our new starting tight end. I said, no, I'm not. Last time I ever played football. That's the end of the story. There's nothing left. I still remember it clear as day. Pires, you're our new starting tight end. No, I'm not. My father still talks about that. He laughs the way I handled that. Most people be like, yeah, great. I got the gig. I got the job. There's new starting tight end. I can take a spear in the stomach. I'm going to keep my head straight and do this one. What are we talking about here? I got the spear in the stomach job. Good job, Pires. You got a spear breaking your ribs. Next game. Come on out. You're the winner. What did you get behind door number 2? Oh, you got a spear in the gut? That's the way we handle it here in Pop Warner. When you get a spear in the gut, you got the job. You prove to us that you're okay with taking a spear in the gut, and like we're just gonna give it to you every game, Because you gotta do the, oh, there's a guy. No, there's that one. Well, we go. I periphery thing. You barely see it because there's friggin' mask, right? Spear guy over here comes out, bang, biggity boo, taking you out again. But you've proven yourself to be a piece of meat that can handle it. So you got the job. Just sign here. We are not liable for any damage to said, packaging that you may have. And that is all. I mean, you should wear a cup. I'm just saying, Bottom line is this. When you are playing Pop Warner, you could either be the punching bag when you're Sugar Ray Leonard, or you could be Sugar Ray friggin' Leonard. You know what I mean? I'd rather be Sugar Ray, so like, he didn't offer me a defensive back job. Oh, Mark, you're the new guy who gets to spear people as they catch balls and try to run down the field. Maybe I would have felt differently if I'm the guy, delivering the spear in the stomach. Never thought about that at 12, 11, 12, whatever the frig it was. I do remember, though, absolutely walking off that field with my dad, and I think he was upset. I think he was sad because he really loved football and he was hoping I would too. But I don't like abuse, guys. I don't like hitting. I don't like fighting. I don't like hurting people. And the idea of tackling someone, like, I don't know, that's not my thing, Like quarterback, because so I walked away from that. I was a pitcher. I played baseball. And shortstop, pitcher,
basketball, those are my sports. Whereas a little bit less of a concern that you're going to hurt somebody, more you're just going to strike them out and hurt their feelings. That I liked. I liked that. So let's see. There's some questions coming in here, it looks like. Oh, I have a stream lag? Yeah. We get that sometimes here. All right, I'm cutting in. So that was just another scene here from the Renaissance Man show that just happened somewhat recently. All these moments happen live here on the show, so if you missed the show, it's good to catch up on what you missed because I try to cut these moments out for you. Lately, I've been doing this new thing. Every day I'm dropping shorts. And the shorts are very short. Some of them are 12 seconds long, some of them are 15, some of them are 45 seconds long. But I'd love it if you guys get a look at some of these shorts. I'm actually going to open them up real quick so you can see some of them. And I'm taking just little moments from the show, and what I'm going to start doing is taking very, very cool stuff from the past like I did today. This is 2 of the pieces from today. You guys probably remember this from when I originally released it. I actually went to the very last one first because I thought this one was like the best of all 6 takes. It's a 6-take version, but this is what they look like.
My passion is...
If you haven't seen one yet. And seek them out.
Farting on an elevator in New York City.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much. Like your shirt. Star Wars. Gentlemen. Oh my God. Is that you?
What? The freaking elevator vibrated.
Did fart on the elevator?
Yeah, this guy, seismic, over here. What did you eat? What the hell? Oh, are you kidding me? You're freaking gross, dude.
That's it. So you'll see stuff like that, little tiny clips where hopefully you go in there and pop these on and just get a little laugh, and they'll take you into something. Like this has been the intro. I think this was the intro yesterday. Hold on. I'll show you another one here. This is another one I dropped. This is an example of ones that don't make any sense. Only 18 views on this. Let's just listen to how silly and funny this little bit is here. This should have more than 18 views for
Farting
sure.
on an elevator.
This is a little bit above that comedy-wise.
He sells eggs too. Like if you're ever looking for a dozen, he sells 9. You're only able to get 9 from Jim. And if you complain about the 9, ooh. Yeah. All right, good luck on that one. Yeah, I know. Zabrowski goes, no. Don't complain about the 9 egg situation. No, Joanne, I know it takes you a good 9 eggs to just get full. I get it, but still, you're doing a 9 stack. You're going to get a 9er. We got rid of the term dozen. Went with a 9er. Oh, hey, Jim, you got a 9er? Sure, here you go. It's a weird, egg carton situation, too, where it, comes out with a middle finger at the end, where the last, egg is, because usually at the 8, you're good. It's a nice square box. Now, you did a 9er. The 9er's got this weird extra at the end, so you could be like, what's that, bud?
That's it. See? So you basically are getting these little tiny clips. There was one here that was made by our friend Derek Kepner. I'm going to see if I can play it for you. Let's see which one it was. Where is the one he made? I think this may be it. Huh. That's interesting. I don't see it. But this one right here I put together. I think this is hilarious. This is from yesterday's comedy clip, and it's me doing something really weird. And it's the first time I took this to an extreme, and I thought it was funny to put out there. But it's so much silence that I think people may be like, oh, the clip is over, so just check this out.
Drinking water before bed burns 46 pounds in 2 weeks. If you are struggling to lose weight and...
What's that, Zabrowski? I know they didn't call you to be in the role. You're not an actor. You're not an on-screen guy, Zabrowski. You're a woohoo guy.
right? What are we talking about here? He's not an on-screen guy. He's a friggin' woo-hoo guy. You can't come down and woo-hoo it and then be like, I want to grab the microphone, Mark, and I do the show. No, you're Matt Sabrosk. You sit there and do your friggin' woo-hoo. You grab your check and get the frig out of here, right? No, Joanne, write the check now. I don't want to have any delays tonight. There's a friggin' snowstorm coming through. That's how you manage a radio station. 102.7 Rock. We're doing it.
That to me is a very funny little bit there. But again, these things are all, you have to know what the clip is, I guess. Here's the one that Derek made. He took this, it was interesting. I didn't realize this. He took something I said a little bit later, brought it to the front, and then added the second part. It's really quite brilliant. Check this out.
What's that? No. I like my chicken.
Let me know.
I like my chicken from Jim's Chicken Shack. You never say the words dry chicken to Jim, the owner of the Chicken Shack. Phew, that guy's nuts. Crazy Jim, they call him. Slim Jim. Because he also steals cars on the weekends.
Oh, my goodness. Call him Slim Jim. Just a bit, but it's true. Oh, famine friends, tomorrow, 3 p.m., one show, special show, interviewing Flat Earth Dave from the Flat Earth podcast. Looking forward to chatting with him, asking some questions, asking your questions. So spread the word, guys. Let's get this chat packed for him so we can have a great show. And then after he heads out, we're going to do the rest of our show. It's going to be one show tomorrow, midday. Hope you guys will join me for it. And I already put a reminder up in the community section on YouTube. If you guys can go there and like and leave a comment, that may help other people see it. I do find I put stuff in there all the time, but nobody ever sees it or nobody responds to it. But there's never really any response to likes or anybody leaving any comments on those things. So if you can, leave a comment. Head over to markpires.com, guys. There's all kinds of stuff there you can check out, as well as, we haven't been doing much, but the beat seat is my invention, the first drum for all musicians. You could check that out. And of course, if you'd like, you can buy any of my albums right on the website, markpires.com, and they come signed. I sign them for you. They're beautifully finished. They're high quality CDs. If you can see, that's really great quality stuff. So I print them, sign them, and deliver them to you, send them to you. And hopefully we can get this music out to the world, get this positivity out to the world. I'll keep showing up. Let's see if we can get others to join us. And until tomorrow, MJ, Pamela Swan, Raven Kiefer, Sig Sauer, and Virgo Psych, you guys rock. I want to say hi on the off chance, and it is a good chance that this does work itself out, but Jim Loring has been showing up for over 200 days in a row, joining us to watch on Rumble. He doesn't come onto YouTube, but he does go onto Rumble to watch the show, and he leaves a comment there every day, and he says, day 216 in a row, day 217 in a row. I'm not sure what day it is now, but Jim is on the same journey, following along with us, and I want to say hi to Jim. And everybody out there who may be behind a mask, maybe they do know about the show, or maybe they're being hidden from us, or we're being hidden from them, whatever it is, I love you all. I've been showing up for you all, and I hope to continue to make a difference in your life, and hopefully you'll help continue making a difference in mine, because what we do here is extremely important. And I don't want to ever stop. So, until tomorrow, fam and friends, 3 p.m., interview time. FYI, if anybody out there, you guys all watch other shows, you watch lots of other shows. If you're friendly with any creators and you'd like to see them on this program, I want to interview everybody. I want to have all creators on here, all different kinds. Musicians, I want to have, I don't know, engineers, scientists, people into different types of agriculture, cannabis, whatever. Anything that people want to talk about their passion, I want to have on this show. So set it up. I'll give you my Calendly if you'd like to go and rock in some appointments for us. And let's see if we could start having some conversations with people and bringing some new family members in to see what we do here at the same time. And tomorrow we start it. We're going to talk about a topic I don't know much about, and I'm very much looking forward to learning more about. So, flat earthers, globers, let's get into it. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Until then, fam and friends, Virgo, Terry, Sig, Raven, Pamela, MJ, gotta say, till tomorrow, we do it again like we do it every day. Oh. But until then, you gotta go right now. I hope you guys have a great night, a great morning. Tomorrow's gonna be amazing. Let's make it amazing. Until then, fam and friends, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You got to go away. Yeah. Till tomorrow, fam.